Greetings people, this is Keith in Modesto doing my Let's Play Minecraft series using the Forge mod loader and the Direwolf 20 mod pack. Alright, in the last episode I started building a big reactor. This big reactor is actually not all that big, but it's just a first try and to get started, and then we'll make it bigger if everything goes well. So this is, the frame is 7 by 7 by 5, yeah. So it's 7 tall, 5 tall and 7 wide and 7 deep. So the interior space is 5 by 5 by 3. Okay, so this is just the beginning. We need to place a lot more blocks. So I've noted down the numbers that we need. So let's go ahead and make this. The first thing I want to make, though, before we do that, is another travel anchor. There we go. Oh, I've changed my recording setup just slightly, so I think the GUI here probably looks different. Hopefully everything is still readable. Let's see. So I need to make one of these. Oops. Wrong thing. That's not what I want. For some reason it rearranges the order here sometimes. Okay, travel anchor. Okay, now what we want is Big Reactor. Okay, so we want casings. Reactor casing. We need 50 more of these reactor casings. I think I made a crafting recipe, didn't I? I did. I already have 4 of them. So I just need 56, and it's probably not going to be able to make exactly that number. Okay. Did I make the reactor glass? Is it crafting recipe? I did. Okay, so reactor glass. Oh, I read the wrong thing. It was 56. It was 50. I needed 50 casings and 56 reactor glass. Whoops. Hold on. Actually, it's gonna use up some of the reactor casing to make this. Okay, that's all right. So we'll let it finish that, and then we'll make more casing. Okay, let's go place the travel anchor down here. Let's choose a spot. Where are you? So I think right here will do for now. And we will give it a name. Let's see. There is a way to name these things. Do I have to be on it? Oh, there we go. Okay. Big Reactor. I did do that right. Is that all? Okay. There we go. Okay, let's go get our casings. Okay, so now we need 46 is what we need. Oh, so it had to make it extra because it had to be a multiple of 4. Okay. All right, so these go on the bottom. Wham. There we go. And now the glass. Actually, I gotta think about one little thing, but we'll do that in a sec. Okay, so. And. It looks pretty nice. Nice and clear. You can't see the individual blocks, except for when you get close and you have the ghost frame. And it's got a little border. Okay, so we are missing 4 blocks, and of course that was on purpose. So I think, so we have to have a controller, which is going to go right there. Okay, and we have to have an import and access port. Actually, that's not, I had myself turned around. That is where I want the controller. Okay, you have to have an import and an access port, which I guess we'll put right here, but I want them set here. I'm glad that that doesn't shatter. I mean, it sounds like it's shattering, but it's actually not. Okay, and then a control. You know, the control. I don't. Well, you know, this isn't really gonna. I'll put it here. I can change things if I want to. Okay. There. Voila. Now, of course, it is not. Oh yeah. See, no, I right click on it and it tells me what's missing. Not enough control rods. Reactors require at least 1. It doesn't have any control rods, and which means actually I'm gonna have to break some of these things in here. And it also needs and it needs some of the other blocks I haven't made yet. Okay, so let's continue with this. I'm getting incoherent or something. Okay. So Big Reactor. Oops. Okay. Okay, we need a controller. Oh, we need access port, access port, power tap. Oh yeah, we need a power tap. I might. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay, so. Things. Oh, here we go. Fuel rod. Okay, yellow and fuel rod. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 3. Yeah, so I need 15 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15. Okay, and we need. I did it again. Reactor control rod. We need 5 of these. I need more reactor casing. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, I made an extra one. And we need reactor redstone port. I want some kind of port, but I think we need 2 of these. So I need more casings. Where did it go? what did I can't get, okay, so I got two access ports. Okay, and we need, did I make the, no I didn't, redstone port. I think we'll try that. I need more casings again. Okay, and we need a controller. There we go. Okay, this might be all the things I need besides the fuel, and we also need coolant, which I have not made yet. And it's dark. Okay, so like the power characteristics of your reactor depend on the number and the placement of your fuel rods, and there's all kinds of factors involved. I don't know, I won't go into any detail really about that, but there's lots of there's a wiki available and information about the mod and everything, like you would expect. But apparently you want there to be some space between the fuel rods and the outer casing, which is going to be filled with some kind of coolant. I mean, it can be filled with air, but there are other things that are much more efficient than air that work a lot better, including solid blocks. But we're going to go with one of the better ones because I already have the resources, I think, for it. We'll find out if I have enough. If I don't have enough, I'll have to make more. Okay, so there are the fuel rods, and on top of the fuel rods go the yeah, where is it at? Oh, the control rods. I made one too many, so. Okay, so you can control how far the control rods are inserted. You know, like in the classic nuclear reactor, you have the inside of some kind of containment vessel. You've got nuclear fuel, solid. I guess it doesn't have to be solid. It can be liquid too. But you have nuclear fuel like uranium. And there's lots of other things that can be used in a nuclear reactor. Anyway, so you have some kind of fuel, and because this nuclear fuel is packed close together, it has a chain reaction. That's kind of what gets the whole thing going. But of course, you don't want the chain reaction to go too quickly, or it could melt down, because the chain reaction is generating heat. You use the heat to generate steam, typically, in most nuclear reactors. I mean, in the real world, this one is not going to we're not going to be producing steam in this nuclear reactor. We're going to just be generating electricity directly. This mod allows you to produce steam, though, to run in a turbine. But that's not what I'm going to do, at least not off the bat. But anyway, in the real world, you have the nuclear fuel, and that's having a chain reaction, but you don't want it to go too quickly because it'll get too hot and melt down, and that's bad, or it could even explode, which is also bad, really bad, right, and gives off too much radiation. So you have these rods. I think they're typically made out of lead, or maybe originally. I don't suppose that they're just made out of lead anymore. I don't know any of the details about this, but you have these rods that kind of that are inserted down into the nuclear fuel. There's like spaces left for this to happen, right? The engineers make it so this all works, but this material like lead or something else that absorbs, depending on what material the fuel is, it gives off some kind of radiation. There's different forms of radiation, of course, and so the control rods are some fuel that will absorb the radiation, that kind of soaks it in, that it has, it's all a series of, anyway, the control rod dampens the chain reaction. It keeps it from going out of control. And depending on how far in you insert the control rods, and that's conceptually what's going on here, you're inserting the control rod down into the fuel, which is going to be inside of those blocks in the middle there. It slows the reaction down and keeps things cooler, and also makes the fuel last longer. So there's like options for how far down the control rods go. Okay, so the controller is going to go there. It's kind of the brains of the nuclear reactor, so to speak, and then Access ports are going to go here and here. That's where you put the fuel in and take the waste out. And reactor control rod, reactor redstone port. And then reactor redstone port will go there. And this should be a complete reactor now. So if I right click on it and I don't get any message, that means that it's working. Okay, so here's the control, and it shows that of course it's offline. There's not even any fuel in it. And then we have this is to put fuel in, and then we want one to take fuel out. So I guess we did it with a wrench. There's a way to see when they're both got the yellow arrows pointed in. That means that's a way to put fuel in, to pipe fuel in, right? You can always put it in manually. The blue arrows going out, like here, is to pump waste out, which is right here, eject waste. So I need to change this, and I thought, oh, maybe go like this. There we go. Okay, so now that is set to be output. That's why we have two of them. And this is used to control one of these things. I'm going to be using it to toggle it on and off. The other ones I will handle. I will handle manually, at least to begin with. I could put in more of those. Okay. Okay. So let's go. It's not fall. Oh, what am I doing? I forgot I have a travel anchor right here. Let's go put some fuel in and see how it works. And we're not going to let it run for very long because it's not really ready to really run. But it runs on yellorium. So all I have to do is grab some yellorium ingots. I have lots of yellorium ingots. And we can get more if we need to. Okay. So we just go like right here and put yellorium in there. Actually, and it ate up almost all of it. So there. So the yellow indicates that there is fuel inside of the reactor. And it's still offline because we haven't told it to turn on. So now we can activate the reactor. And it's quickly building up heat. Oh, this is way, way inefficient. And it's actually generating power. And I need to turn my thing off there so we can see this. Okay, so it's quickly filling up. It's generating I guess it's 2000 RF per tick. Yeah. Okay, so but we're going to turn it off. It's going to store, it's got an internal buffer for energy. Okay, so that was really inefficient because you could say there's no coolant, but there is coolant. The coolant is air because there's just air inside of there surrounding the fuel rods. That is air, not very good at doing what the coolant is supposed to be doing, which is, actually I go back, the coolant is there, it transfers heat from the fuel rods to the casing, I think is the way to think about it. And it's more efficient if there's a coolant in there. Okay, so it keeps the fuel rods cool. Okay, so you can use all kinds of materials. Actually, we can put in one already, which is the apparently, from what I've read, the that's not right. The very, very corners don't really matter, but we can fill it with something anyway. And that would be, oh, I turned off my, that's why I turned that off. I was like, I'm not getting anything. Okay, we want graphite blocks, and I guess I need 12 of these. See if I did the calculations in my head correctly. So I don't think we lose the power with what I'm about to do, but I guess we'll find out. So I have 1,343,544. Wow, that really goes up quickly. Okay, so we're gonna break that one. So now the multi-block is broken. Actually, I don't need to break them all. Okay, So by the very corners, of course, I'm being irradiated now by leftover radiation. I should be dead, but these are the very corners. And from what I've read, these don't really matter because of and that's because of where the fuel rods are placed. Diagonals don't really make any difference. Only like here. What's here makes a difference. What's here makes a difference because of that one. But what's here doesn't make a difference because it's only, this spot right here is only diagonal to those blocks, and none of them are like straight on. I don't know how to say that. So we're just placing the graphite here just to fill it up. Traditional, it's traditional. No, I have to get out. Okay. It is traditional to use graphite in the corners. Already, it's a tradition. Okay. So it should be formed again. Let's see if I lost all that power that I got. Nope, still kept it. Cool. Okay, so there's the beginning. Now the rest of those spaces are going to be filled with cryothium, gel cryothium, because that is, if I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, but that is, you know, like the best. The best. Okay, so now if I go into here and type in Big Reactor, you'll notice that I'm once again doing the O before the T. But actually, there aren't any. You know, these are all the things added by Big Reactors, but all the stuff that you can use for coolant is not here because, of course, it uses coolant. It can use all kinds of things for coolant, and they're not things added by the mod. You know, like I believe you could probably just use water, and of course air. Air and water are vanilla. Gelate cryothium is from thermal expansion. Okay, so to make this, we need oh, here we go. That's right. Okay, so we put this in a magma crucible. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we need to make cryothium dust, right? So I've got, oh, so we need blizz powder. And I don't think that I have any blizz powder in my system yet. But I do have blizz powder right here. So let's grab all of it. Cool. That blizz powder is courtesy of Blizzy B. A B that I have, and if this is not enough, and it very well may not be enough. Now they have this is a recent change, I guess, is what this dynamic graphic thing here, but okay. So let's see how much of this we can get. Of course, there's my timer. There's these other things, saltpeter, snowballs. I have lots of redstone, but I might not have enough saltpeter. So we'll see. We're getting quite a bit. Okay, so I ran out of saltpeter. I thought there was another. Oh, you can get cryothium dust directly from this. Maybe I should make that. Oh, okay, so you can also use niter. Let's get niter in there. I don't have any niter. I don't. Okay, how hard is it to make that? You have to do that. Well, okay. So my timer went off. You probably heard that. So which means we need to wrap things up. So I've got more steps to do. What I need to do is. Oh, I put it in my system. Yeah. I need to make a magma crucible and start processing this stuff. I don't think I've made a magma crucible. I don't think, unless I used it for something and then, because I looked around and I didn't find one. No, I don't have a magma crucible in my system. Does there happen to be one downstairs? I don't think so. I kind of looked around and I didn't see any. So I haven't used a lot of thermal expansion machines. I've got a few, like here, this is a pulverizer because you can get sand by pulverizing, I think, netherrack, so that's a really convenient way to get sand if you don't have desert nearby, and I don't have desert nearby. I had to go quite a ways when I finally needed to find some desert for something. A long ways, which is annoying. Anyway, so so the next episode we'll make. Let's go back to the reactor to wrap things up. The next episode will make some magma crucible and a. I think it looks good. We'll make a magma crucible and a fluid transposer or whatever it's called. Yeah, and we'll start making the gelid cryothium and filling this thing up, and then things will be good. And then we have to set up controls, and we gotta make some place to put the power this thing generates. That's what the power tap is for. Power tap, get the energy out, and getting the energy out is good because we want to use the energy and not just leave it in there. Anyway, so there we go, and you can see where everything's placed. I mean, it's in this big, hole I made quite a ways ago with the quarry, and over there are the generators. So cool. Okay, so this has been Keith and Modesto playing modded Minecraft. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have a fantastic day.